Hello everyone, Christian Duke from StrengthAddicts.com. I'm making this video outside. There's going to be some traffic and some dogs barking and some birds chirping. It's, you know, Mother Nature, and it's a work day. Anyways, there's a great thread started at RX Muscle. You can see it at forums.rxmuscle.com. It's called Death in Bodybuilding, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Now, a lot of people are talking about a lot of the, losses we've had in the sport, and it's prompted some people to wonder, are more people dying in 2013 than in years prior? And I want to say that RX Muscle has been able to do something that no other website online has been able to do. They've taken a small community, bodybuilding, which has always had a cult following, and made it a humongous community. Now, how have they done that? Well, every bodybuilder has the opportunity to get publicity at RX Muscle if they really want it. And a lot of them have. RX Muscle is #1 for contest coverage. RX Muscle has great, almost unfiltered forums where you can pretty much say whatever you want, post whatever videos, photos you want, within reason. But, you have a lot of, creative control and not a lot of censorship like you would have at other websites that unfortunately have to monitor you. Now, between the forums, the contest coverage, all the radio they do, all the video they do, the Bros versus Pros, all the great companies that sponsor this site and put money into the site, they've been able to create a very, very real interactive virtual community. Other websites aim to do that, but fall somewhere in the middle. They don't even come close. Now, why am I promoting RX Muscle like this? Well, because again, they've been able to make a very small community into a very large community. So the 12 deaths in bodybuilding, and they're all tragic, and we mourn all of them. And in the sport of bodybuilding, we never forget. Now, I don't want to say in basketball, football, hockey you do, but there's just so many more people there, and it's so much more corporate and so much more televised. And in bodybuilding, when someone passes, they're mourned and they're remembered, and it's forever. And they often will be articulated in conversation, and that's how we remember. And that's a great way to remember, more so than lighting a candle. When you can't complete a thought without mentioning somebody, that's really remembering somebody, I think. So the 12 deaths in the old days of bodybuilding, because a lot of people are saying, well, is 2013 different? I believe someone in the thread said 12 people died this year, which really for a small sport would be a lot, but we have to take it in context. And by the way, the person that started the thread is Firestarter, and it's a great thread because I'm making a video. It's got like 12 responses. I love these kinds of threads, so good job on that. 12 people in a small sport normally would be a lot, but in the old days, if you wanted to know who won a show, if you wanted to know who was doing a show or who passed away, you would go to the magazines. Flex, Iron Man, Muscle Mag, MD, that kind of thing. Planet Muscle, perhaps. And so now, fewer people are going to the magazines and more people are going to the internet. Where also on the internet, you don't have to wait a month to find out. You find out in a few minutes. So the news is more available. But not only that, in those magazines, if somebody that everybody's important, and that's important, but not everybody's popular. Or not everybody's popular at one time. Like Matt Duval was like the most popular guy at one point. Unfortunately, when he passed away, I don't believe he had that level of popularity. So the magazine hypo. Matt Duval passed away, the magazine hypo, he would be in the magazine. But he would be, and no disrespect, but he would be in what Kai Green would call the minutia. He would be in a tidbit, a snippet, a blurb. He wouldn't be on the cover, or he wouldn't be in a section cover. He would be, kind of in the back, because that's just how supply and demand works. In the newspaper or whatever, or sometimes in the newspaper they'll say, Dewey wins election, right? But then the next day they found out, oh, wait a minute, no, Truman won the election. So they retracted, they put it in the back page in a little blurb. People don't read the blurbs, they only read the front page, they only read the section covers. So just bear with me. So somebody that wasn't really that popular or as popular passing in a magazine, in the magazine culture, would only get a snippet, a blurb. And most people don't read the blurbs, so then most people probably wouldn't know the news. So the internet, and namely RX Muscle, they offer something different. They offer news a lot faster than the magazines, but something that RX Muscle does that the others don't do is that RX Muscle treats every athlete that they know with a lot of respect, a lot of compassion, a lot of honor. And these are real adjectives. This isn't me running out of adjectives. These are well thought of adjectives. So they make everybody that they know and that they like into a star. And so when a star dies, a star gets star treatment in their passing. And that's something the magazines didn't do and couldn't do because the magazines didn't offer that type of community. RX Muscle offers a community, whereas the magazines offered a book. And so there's a big difference there. So again, so my response to the idea that more people are dying in 2013 than any other year would be that they're not. I would say that it's a pretty standard year. It's just that because RX Muscle delivers the product that it does, the community that it does, it just seems to us that this has been a worse year than others. But that's only because in previous years we may not have had the coverage we had this year. Now one thing though, because one thing that I also want to talk about is the issue of steroids. Whenever someone dies in bodybuilding from a heart attack, everybody always wants to point to steroids, but they don't want to point to the fact that maybe they had heart disease in their family. They don't want to point to the fact that maybe they didn't have the best diets. Maybe they had stress. People get heart attacks from stress. I'm not here to say that steroids don't kill. I'm just here to tell you that I've never heard of steroids killing anyone. But, and while we were very fortunate when Nasser El Sambate passed away, I used to say somebody, but John Romano says Sambate, so I'm just going to say Sambate because, I think that sounds better. So anyways, we all love Nasser. Now, Nasser had some things to say, and not everybody agreed with it, but in the sport of bodybuilding, we don't agree with everything you say, and we don't, dress like you do every day. We like your physique and what you do in the gym and what you bring to the stage, and that's what makes you a bodybuilding fan. So if a bodybuilder says, hey, it's raining outside, and it's actually a nice sunny day, you don't have to say, hey, it's raining outside. We don't need those kinds of fans in bodybuilding. You like the guy's physique, you like what he does in the gym, you're a fan. I'm a fan of Nasser's, and Nasser said a lot of things, but I didn't agree with all the things he said. But Nasser passed away, and the media did not seize the opportunity to make it a steroid witch hunt like they have in the past, like they did with Craig Titus. Oh, that steroid guy, he killed all these people, which we don't even know if he did it, because it might have been. But anyways, the point is that we haven't heard the whole steroid thing going on, but there's another danger. There's another danger in the horizon, and it's diuretics. Now, honestly, I've never heard of anyone dying from steroids. Diuretics, I can't really say the same thing with a straight face, but I'm scared of us, or I'm scared of the bodybuilding community knocking diuretics too hard because the media is always listening. And if the media starts attacking diuretics, they'll attack steroids pretty much inevitably. And so that's why I do think the diuretics argument's a good one. I'm just scared that the media will get wind of it and use it as another slam on steroids. And I don't use steroids. I mean, like that. I mean, but I just think it is like the biggest crock of shit because the government is selective about what steroids to go after. They don't care about the corticosteroids that help an asthmatic kid live. And they don't care about the steroids that let a couple have sex without having to use condoms. Because birth control, you don't need to use a condom. So birth control is okay, and corticosteroids are okay. But the steroids that make your muscles bigger, or they don't even make your muscles bigger, they help you synthesize protein better, more effectively, and that makes your muscles bigger, or maybe make you stronger, or maybe make you recover faster. They hate those. And you can do some serious time for those. You can do time for selling counterfeits of those, but it helps if you didn't know they were in counterfeits. The point is that it's a crock of shit. And I don't want to enable further crocks of shit by, going on this whole anti-diuretic thing, because that's what it's going to lead to. But that's just my opinion. So to go full circle, no, I don't think 12 people is too much. I mean, I don't think 12 people is more than average, because of course it's too much. 1 would be too much. I don't want anyone to die. But 12, I don't think is so out of the ordinary for us to be alarmed. 2, I don't really want to go on the whole diuretics rant, because I think, which I kind of have, but I've done it. I hope to sort of sound the cry, to maybe not go too hard on diuretics, just because that's eventually where it's going to wind up in the media and attacking steroids. Wow. And finally, I want to plug forums.rxmuscle.com. I want to plug RX Muscle, because RX Muscle is #1 in contest coverage. I have been banned 3 times from RX Muscle. 3 times. And they've always let me back in because they see that I'm really a good guy deep down. But sometimes I say things that, you know, maybe are too controversial. Am I sorry that I said them? Hell no. But there's a time and a place. And I think that speaks volumes about RX Muscle, because they care about the community and they care about the members that make up that community. And they're forgiving and they're tolerant, and that's exactly what you want in a forum. You want tolerance. You don't want moderation. You need to have some moderation because, like I said, there's a time and a place. But at RX Muscle, the moderation is a lot more sensible than a lot of other websites. So check out forums.rxmuscle.com. Check out RX Muscle's contest coverage. Go to the gallery. You'll see all the photos, all the divisions, all the classes, from the ones that win to the ones that don't place. And remember, if you don't place in a contest, don't like get all worked up. It's just, you know, 2 or 3 people's opinion. You'll do better next time. Never give up.